If you've ever walked into a house and something just doesn't feel right, it's usually not the furniture, it's the design. Working as an architect with developers, homeowners, and investors, I've seen the same design mistakes appear again and again, even in expensive homes. The surprising part, most of them are completely avoidable when you know what to look for early. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 10 house design mistakes I see all the time, and more importantly, how you can fix them whether you are renovating, building, or even planning a DIY project. If we haven't met before, hi, my name is Sarah. My work focuses on creating homes that feel calm, connected, and healthy spaces that support well-being, not just aesthetics. And today, I want to share some professional insights that can help you avoid costly mistakes before they happen. Designing rooms instead of designing flow. One of the most common mistakes is designing rooms individually instead of thinking about how you move through a home. You might have beautiful rooms, but if the flow between them feels awkward, the house will never feel comfortable. You need to think about movement and circulation throughout. How do you enter the house? Where do you drop your bags? How do you move between kitchen, dining, and living room? A well-designed home should feel intuitive to walk through. Poor natural light. Natural light is one of the most powerful tool designs, yet it's often overlooked. I see many homes where windows are placed based on symmetry from the outside rather than how light enters the space. We need to think about orientation. Living spaces benefit from south or west facing light. Bathrooms and utility spaces can work well in darker areas. Lighting changes everything. Open plan living can be wonderful, but when it's too large, it can feel cold, noisy, and difficult to use. Many homeowners assume bigger automatically means better, but that's not always true. You need to create subtle zones. You can think about changes in ceiling height, furniture placement, lighting, and partition walls or joinery. These help create intimate areas within a larger space. In my opinion, storage is one of the most underestimated parts of residential design. Without proper storage, even the most beautiful home quickly becomes cluttered. You can integrate storage into architecture itself. What I mean is that you can have built-in cupboards, window seating with storage such as a seating space on the window bay, understairs solutions, or hidden utility spaces, which is one of my favorites. Good storage should feel invisible but incredibly functional. The entrance experience. The entrance sends the first emotional impression of the home, yet many houses have an entrance that feels cramped, dark, or like an afterthought. Design the entry as a transition space. How does it feel as soon as you enter the home? What you need to consider is natural light, a place to pause, a storage for coats and shoes, a visual connection into the home. A well-designed entrance instantly makes a home feel welcoming. Kitchen layouts that look good but don't work. A kitchen can look great and stunning in photos, but function terribly in real life. I often see kitchens where the sink, hob, and fridge are positioned way too far apart. You need to consider the distance between the sink, cooker, and fridge, and this should feel efficient, not excessive. Also consider how many people use the kitchen at once. If you're a small family, the function of the kitchen is different in comparison to a larger family. Hard surfaces like concrete, glass, and stone can make spaces look beautiful but sound terrible. This becomes obvious in open plan homes where sound echoes everywhere. Soften the elements by using rugs, curtains, timber finishes, and even acoustic panels. Design isn't only visual, but it's sensory. Designing only for today. Many homes are designed purely for current needs, without thinking about how our lives will change. Families grow, work patterns change, mobility also changes. You need to design with flexibility in mind. What I suggest you do is that you think about how rooms can change with purpose, have wider doors, adaptable layouts, and future accessibility. A good house should grow with you. Outdoor connections. A home can double its perceived size when it connects well to the outdoor space. I often see gardens treated as a separate from the house rather than an extension of it. I also did landscape architecture, so I know exactly what I'm talking about. You need to strengthen the connection of the house and the garden by having larger sliding doors, level thresholds, and outdoor seating zones. This creates the indoor-outdoor continuity. And finally, starting construction without full plans. This is probably the most expensive mistake. People start building before every decision has been resolved, and changes during construction are where budgets tend to spiral. I would strongly advise that you take some time to go through the design phase, and this is to look at the layouts, the lighting, the storage, the materiality, and the overall function. Detailed design saves time, stress, and money later. The truth is, good architecture isn't about making a house look impressive. It's about designing a home that works beautifully for the people living inside it. When a design is done properly, you might not even be able to notice it visually, but it is something that you can feel every single day. If you're planning a renovation, building your own home, or tackling a DIY project, try looking at your space through some of these principles. You'd be surprised how much difference small design decisions can make. Leave a comment below and tell me the biggest design challenge you're facing in your home right now. And let me leave you with this. Better homes start with better designs.